Can snakes really talk?
Let's dig in. The time has come. Today we ramp it up for the championship round. We will crown the king of our not so objective, slightly overzealous overconsumption of off-menu meals.
Yes, and to get it done, we're eating the entire winner's bracket today. That's right. Count them. 6 items instead of the normal 4, and one winner to rule them all.
One winner to rule them all. It is a 3v3 all winners Foodapalooza. What is a Foodapalooza?
I don't know. You made it up.
I don't know who writes this stuff. March Madness style. So let's get to it. Yes. So here we go. Round 1 of the final round, of which there will be 3, and then we will have a winner. So remind us who made it into the winner's bracket, Mr. Toby.
Well, we've got the Incredible Hulk here from Taco Bell.
Also known as the Bruce Banner.
That Taco Bell made it this far.
Yeah, it's a weak offering.
I mean, this is our
It's supposed to be overflowing with guacamole. They just can't do it.
Yeah, it's just got a little bit of guacamole, which I'm happy about. But it's you named it the Bruce Banner, but
yeah,
they named it the Incredible Hulk, and I'm excited to try it again. It's done pretty good so far.
I actually asked for more guacamole this time, so
so we tried.
We tried.
Points for trying. Not our fault, but we also have the Trailer Park Trash Hillbilly Taco from Torchy's. It's too long of a name. It's even longer of a description. It's in a previous video, so check it out.
Very good.
And so you have the 2 kind of burrito offerings going against each other, or tacos. And then we're throwing in the one breakfast item, which is the McDonald's Chicken McGriddle, which doesn't really exist. But most of McDonald's know what it is. But you want to get a fried chicken on the McGriddle bun, so you can have a chicken and waffly thing going on. And it's probably better with syrup. I think we tried it once with syrup.
It's kind of got like a little syrupy taste in these buns. So
So
you don't really have to add syrup, honestly.
Let's start with that one and see who pulls out this championship round.
Let's try.
Ready? Good. Not bad. It's a little cold to room temperature.
It's got a little. I need one more little bite. It's got some syrup in there, bro.
So we have our you have that in the pancakes, I think. Inherently, we have some little like technical broadcasting difficulties today. So all of our food's a little colder than normal. But you know how it is when you have like a bad referee or a bad umpire. People get all up in arms. Man, these guys are horrible. But it's equal for both teams.
Yeah. True.
So everybody's equally room temperature, unless you're the Saints. That pass interference call a couple years ago.
Oh, man.
Yeah. People should have been fired. But this is pretty fair.
Saints should have been there, bro.
Yeah, I agree. So where do you want to go with the Torchies next?
That sounds good. I'm going to leave the green sauce off of mine
Trying to keep
so I can actually taste what it tastes like.
Very hard to deal with.
Enjoy this.
Cheers.
Cheers, baby.
That is a good taco. Room temperature or not? I could deal with that.
This is really good. And
All
I've
day.
still never been there. I've never been there, but I enjoy making
day.
this show because I get these every once in a while. This is really good.
PotluckNuggets, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not forget our drink offering for the day. This is Dairy Queen's off the menu frozen hot chocolate. I was surprised to see like this has been an off the menu fan favorite for so long. I think it's like technically coming on the menu now. So they have a few different flavors of it. Go check it out. We haven't tried it yet, but we shall
palate right there, brother.
And we shall try.
All right, I'm anxious
This
to
looks
try
really
this. It
good.
looks like a chocolate malt to
It's
me.
Dairy Queen, no, it's gonna be good. Oh yeah.
What is this called?
Frozen hot chocolate. It's good.
It is good.
If you don't have a Dairy Queen near you, just find the closest town with less than 200 people, and you will find a Dairy Queen.
Promise you they'll have a
If
Dairy Queen.
you're super lucky, you'll find a Dairy King, but I can't promise you the same food items. So you'll have to let us know. Rounding out the first round,
Good drink.
We have Taco Bell's Bruce Banner.
Bruce Banner.
Incredible Hulk.
Incredible Hulk.
Very
Bam.
weak. But it might taste good. It's Taco Bell taste, man.
Still good.
I can't help it. I like it.
It's good. I mean,
You know it's bad, though.
mm-hmm.
It's so bad that it's
I
good.
know it's bad.
I think I have my order. You have your order?
Mm-hmm. I have the winner of this bracket of these three.
I have Torchy's number 1.
Me too.
And I think I have Taco Bell number 2.
Me too.
And then McDonald's coming in.
Me too. Same.
A distant third.
Same. I mean, we're on the same page, bro.
So that's it. Torchy's makes it into the finale here in a minute. Let's bring in the next 3 and see who they're going to be against.
Push yours over there.
So we are back with our last 3 of the 3v3. What do we got, Mr. Tobes?
We've got the suicide burger, which I went and got. Episode, was that 2?
I don't remember.
Yes. Anyways, Burger King, suicide burger, 4 meat patties,
4 patties.
cheese all over the place,
Mm-hmm.
bunch of bacon. It's heavy. It's really good. It made it into the final
Flame
round.
broiled.
Flame broiled.
Goodness.
Say that 3 times. That's what I'm saying. Very,
have,
very tasty, let me tell you.
An additional 4 patty offering from Wendy's called the Meat Cube. I believe it has an alternate name. I can't remember what it is, but we'll just stick with the Meat Cube. Wendy's may or may not know what this is. Our Wendy's does now because we've ordered it so many times, so they're familiar with it. So go learn up your people, man. Go get to your fast food joints. Tell them about their off-menu items. Educate somebody.
Yep.
And to round it off, we have a 2 patty offering from Five Guys, but the buns are grilled cheese sandwiches.
I mean, it still stands
So
pretty
that
tall with
is
just 2
the
patties.
advantage.
You see that?
Yeah, it's not. They're all good sized burgers. It's a pretty epic burger throwdown.
Oh, they are.
So what do you want to start with?
Let's go with Wendy's first.
Start with Dairy Queen. Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
Okay, Wendy's will do it. The quad stack,
That's good.
meat cube, whatever you call it.
Meat.
Let's
Is
give it a
meat?
shout.
Yeah. Meat,
Ready?
Meat mountain,
Boom.
baby.
Cheers. All right, here we go.
Huge.
There's no give in that burger.
No.
You
It's
can't squish
solid.
it.
It's
It either
really,
fits in your mouth or it doesn't.
really good, man.
There's no way to compress it. Solid, decent, very, very meaty. I'm not going to say that it's overly flavorful.
No.
We did take some toppings off, but we wouldn't have liked those anyway.
It's good. I mean, it's, I would never order 4 patties though, bro. You can't even really,
Not
can't even really eat
not
it.
from Wendy's. I think
No.
2's better.
No.
All right, Five Guys.
Okay.
5 Guys, but only 2 patties.
Yeah.
But grilled cheese
They
sandwiches.
know how to make a burger though.
Yeah, they do normally. Man, I want to get the
Good,
green
bro.
peppers.
Yeah.
This is the better side though. Hard to beat.
It's like the world's best grilled cheese sandwich ever.
I'm gonna say Five Guys has beat Wendy's. So it comes down to Five Guys and Burger King.
Totally agree.
Burger King, a much cheaper burger normally, but man, that flame broiled goodness. I'm looking forward to it. Am I pressuring you?
swallow that real
Peer
quick.
pressure. Here you
I
go.
wanted 2 bites. He took 1. All right.
Here we go.
He's
Cheers. it
anxious
up.
to get this one in his mouth.
It smells better right away. It hits you in the nose. It's like, man. That bacon, that flame broil.
Wow.
It's so weird to me that this is a
good.
fast food. You know, Five Guys is kind of like not fast food. You know, higher quality. I could almost guarantee you have far less ingredients involved in the bread, the meat, everything than you have with Burger King. This should be, by all measures, like the better burger. And it's better than most fast food burgers, but I'm not trying to influence you. But I'm going to have to go Burger. I'm going to have to go Burger King.
Suicide Burger. Burger King.
Burger King? Is that where you're at?
I mean, they're all pretty close, but I'm going to say definitely Suicide Burger.
For me, Burger
round,
King and Five Guys are pretty close, and then
close.
Wendy's is distant.
Yeah, a little bit.
Distant third for me on that one.
But these two, I've had a hard time.
All right, so we're bringing back in round one winner, Torchy's.
Right.
So we're having a taco versus a burger contest. Now that's exciting.
Out of a lot
March
of
Madness is getting mad.
New items too.
I really don't know, man.
We've tested so many.
That taco was good. I cannot predict a winner. Somebody's gonna have to pull through. Show me a little something extra.
I don't know. It's gonna be close.
All right, let's do it. All right.
I'm excited, man.
Here we go.
I'm excited.
It comes down to this. Torchies, you have made it into the final round. Congratulations.
Yes, I have.
You have earned respect. Burger King, unexpectedly. I would have never thought. I don't really do Burger King. I mean,
I'm going to start doing a lot more Burger King.
Full disclosure, my Burger King is inside of a gas station, and I'm real finicky about ordering real food inside.
I go to the same one.
I actually like when you're inside a gas station, they have their own deli, and a dude like that works at the gas station, I kind of like that. Yeah. But when I go into a gas station and they have a McDonald's or a KFC I don't know what it is, man, but I'm just like, it was already bad.
I know. I want a standalone Burger King.
Yeah. I want a big standalone Burger King.
I'll tell you what, they can make a mean burger. The Suicide Burger is amazing.
They have them broilers in the gas station too. It turns out.
Yes, they do.
I mean, don't be too scared. Maybe I'm just kind of a germaphobe or something.
It's just as good.
I sit next to Toby, so maybe not. All right. Burger King. Oh, please don't. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to have to wash that shirt later. Burger King has made it in. Torchies has made it in. Only one is going to make it out alive. And I really don't know. I don't have it in my mind, like what I'm going to choose. So it comes down to these bites. You want to start with the taco?
Let's go Burger King.
Burger first? Okay. This is the great American question.
We have not discussed this to decide who's, this is.
But look what we did, man.
Right off the cuff.
To burger or to taco? I mean, that's a big question.
I know.
Taco Tuesdays, but burgers don't have a day. Burgers every other day. All right. Oh, this is going to be good. I already know that. Mm-hmm.
Still good.
It's hard to beat a burger. Just hard to beat a burger. A good burger.
With bacon and cheese. 4 pieces of meat.
I don't know what kind of sauce is on it.
Flame broiled. It's really good.
But I really think the flavor is coming from the flame broiled. I mean, there's some kind of sauce or something. Do you know what's on it, sauce-wise?
They have Burger King special sauce. I have no idea what's in it.
Well, I'm not upset about the special sauce either. Whatever's going on here, they did it right. It's going on right. There's good stuff. Can Torchies hold its own? Are you sure you don't want the taco sauce?
Wash my palate off here, bro. I give it a fair chance.
Good idea. This is the viewer's favorite part.
PotluckNuggets mug.
When we just drink our water and don't talk.
Good sized mugs, you know?
Yeah, heavy too.
Very heavy. All right.
Ready?
Yep.
Cheers. Cheers. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what to do.
I've never eaten tacos and hamburgers at a meal together before. So it's a very difficult decision.
Yeah. I don't recommend it.
No.
It's very, very stressful. It'd be fun if you were just doing it at home.
I got to try another bite.
If you didn't have to pick a winner. But listen to me, guys. Don't do this to yourself. Don't take a really good burger and pit it against a really good taco. Just enjoy your life. You know what I mean? This is I don't know what to do.
Undue stress and have a burger sitting there on a taco.
I don't know. We shall never do it again unless we have to do it again.
Off the menu items.
Dude, do you have a thought?
I do.
Okay.
I can't even hardly believe it.
Hit me with it because I don't know what to do.
I got to go with this Torchies, this hillbilly trailer trash. This stuff is amazing.
I think it's, Hillbilly Trailer Park style or something.
Yeah, something like that.
You can find it. Torchy's, I'll say this. You know what? Maybe Torchy's does deserve the trophy because this is the off-menu contest, and by far, they are the most proficient at providing you their off-menu items.
Yeah.
So maybe that puts them over the top.
Burger
Because
King
for me,
struggled with
the taste
figuring this out.
is just so difficult to choose.
I mean, I could finish both of them.
This is the first time in my life that I've ever argued for Burger King. I'm shocked.
So you like Burger
I'm
King?
shocked that it came. The burger's so good. I try to convince people because I had
take
one
another bite.
like when I was little, and I remember the flame broiled was better, but people just don't want to go to Burger King for some reason if they're raised on McDonald's or whatever. But man, it's even. And I think Torchy's takes the trophy because they're the best at the off menu. So what are you going to do?
They're so good. They're so good. I'm not kidding. I know you are going to run out and get these because you don't have to get anything else now. You get this taco, this burger. They're the best. We've agreed through the whole show. We really have.
Yeah.
We've always come up with the same champion.
So
I think Torchy's wins.
Torchy's wins.
Torchy's.
It's appropriate. It might seem inappropriate. And we didn't plan it this way.
No.
But you don't know what I'm about to say.
No.
It might seem inappropriate, but again, we're not religious, so it's whatever. Because Torchy's mascot is a little flying devil
Is it?
with a pitchfork.
We talking about the devil today?
Yeah, and this is a Christian show, but the question started off, do snakes talk? So obviously we're talking about an off-menu topic about Satan.
Right.
So it's really interesting. And if you're like super religious, you're going, I feel like this is a promotion of Satan. Get over it. Come on. This is a Christian show. We love God, hate the devil here. But it's interesting that it turned out maybe we're on the right. Maybe we're supposed to talk about this.
That was today's potluck. What's today's nugget?
So for the championship round of the off the menu special, we chose a special off the menu nugget that you guys may be familiar with to some degree, maybe never heard. Either way, I think it's going to help you out. And I'm going to say this right off of the top. You're going to want to dig in and learn a little bit more about what we're about to talk about. And we only have a limited time. So it's not that we don't have more confirmation and scriptures and things to put on it, but that's going to have to be done in second service. So don't forget to hit the link if you're interested in learning more about what we're talking about today. Right. And so the topic is the fairy tale, as it's often referred to, that could not possibly be legitimately and logically taken literal, which is the quote unquote fairy tale of Adam and Eve and the snake in the garden. So how do we get around that as Christians? Or better than get around it, how do we explain it? How do we accept it? Now, you could just say, again, because of your presupposition, we just accept it on faith, and I'm not going to argue against that. I'm happy. That's great. If you love Jesus and you're not concerned about how this happened, as long as you're accepting it as literal, but you're not concerned with having to reason it out. And I'm not going to try to encourage you that you have to. Maybe that's just not your forte. But as a body of Christ, how do we take these things and not only make them relevant, but honest and reasonable to the world around us? And the response might be, we don't have to. Again, just take it on faith. So here's where we want to draw the line. You take it on faith if you want to, and that is fine, but don't expect that to be a reasonable answer for everybody else. Just as much as we would allow you to just say, I don't care, I'm taking it on faith, which we will. Allow other people to say, that don't work for me. I need to, if I'm going to pour my life into this book and give my life to this cause, I need to be able to have a more solid answer. So that's what we're here to try to offer you today. You can start off real simple, like, it's obviously a fairy tale because an animal is talking. This is not the explanation. I'm just throwing that out there. There are many animals that have been taught how to speak. True. Even as of today, you have macaws and other birds that can speak English. I think there's a dog on the internet that tells the owner that I love you or something. Granted, they're not going into like conversational type stuff and reasoning back and forth. So that's not the explanation, but it's just like a step back and say the fact that an animal is talking is not all that miraculous. The fact that an animal is reasoning and having conversation with a human being, that's on a different level. Is it an animal? So here's the thing that we have to know right off the bat. It's made very clear to us that this is Satan in a serpentine form. Now we think of it was called the serpent in the garden, right? We think of it as like a boa constrictor or something of that nature. We just make that up. All that we know is that it's in a serpentine form, so we refer to it as a serpent, as it's kind of translated in English for the most part as a serpent. But it is denoted later that this is Satan in that form. Obviously, I mean that I think everybody knows that. That is tempting Eve, and then Adam and Eve have their back and forth about tasting that fruit. But here's where things get a little bit crazier and what a lot of people don't know. Let's pose a question. Was Satan already in the garden? Did Satan get kicked out of heaven and somehow land in the garden after Adam and Eve were created, before Adam and Eve were created? What was the reason? And why did God allow all of these beings to come into contact with each other, having some foreknowledge of how that might turn out? So the story goes back a lot further than just Adam and Eve. I'm going to try to run through it really quickly. Let me go ahead and say for the young earth creationists, this doesn't matter for this story. You cannot tell me that there's no possibility that some form of outer space existed before either, as you see it, the creation of earth or the creation of Adam and Eve. There was a time that transpired. And all of your arguments about how that couldn't possibly be because then there'd have to be sin in order to be death. I didn't say death was part of it. I just said things existed and things transpired. Right. That's from a biblical point of view based on Ezekiel 28 and some of the writings of Jeremiah. So you have to figure out how to make sense of these time periods that lapsed before Adam and Eve that are given in the Bible. Let's talk about the main one in Ezekiel 28. It starts off at around the 11th or 12th verse. Again, I might say this every episode, I don't know. We're trying to come at you conversationally. We're not really doing due diligence and study and looking and kind of reviewing in our minds right before we go on an episode, because we just don't want it to be that religious. So
off the hip.
Sort of, yeah, exactly. I mean, we teach in an environment. So anyway, you have in Ezekiel 28, starting around 11th, 12th chapter, you have this description of this being called the king of Tyrus. And so sort of the idea, that the argument is, was there a king in Tyrus at that point? Nobody knows for sure. There's evidence to say maybe, evidence to say maybe not. But if you go on and read the whole description, it's very evident that we're not talking about a person, an actual king, because it says that he's beautiful, perfect in all of his ways, pipes and tabourets and instruments that created a side of him. All of that could be metaphorical for a really amazing person, I guess. But then it says, you are the anointed cherub that covers. This is an angelic being. And here is where we get thrown off from our traditional Christian theology, because it says that this cherub that covers, which is Lucifer, which is Satan, Hasatan, if you want to be more exact about it, it says a whole lot of details. One of the things, the perfect stones that he had on his breastplate, and going up and down in the midst of the stones of fire. So there's like a worship service going on, but it says you were found in your perfect form in the Garden of Eden.
Right.
When was that?
That's what it said.
Because we don't see him in that form in the Garden of Eden. We do see him in some kind of lower serpentine type figure, but we don't see him ruling and reigning and worshiping and being in charge of stuff with a breastplate with stones on it, high priest style in the garden. But he was there, which means that the Garden of Eden existed for some period of time before Adam and Eve were created. And the being in charge of it is the one that we call Lucifer, which is technically not a great name by a guy named Jerome some long time ago. It just means son of the morning, whatever. So there he is. He's been there the whole time. Why does he get kicked out of heaven? Because of Isaiah chapter 11, the 5 I wills. He decides that he's going to use the creative power that God gave him, with the pipes and the tabourets and music, and find a way to take his throne, which apparently was in Eden, and place it above the throne of God. And the idea is that they made merchandise of him in Ezekiel 28. In other words, he saw that they followed him the way that he followed God. And he's thinking, I therefore have the power of God, and I'm going to be like God. I'm going to have my own deal going on. Anyway, that gets him kicked out. Now, here's the thing. I know that Jesus says, I saw Satan fall as lightning from heaven, but that's metaphorical. It doesn't necessarily mean that he got this is Sparta, like kicked out of the top level and fell all the way to the earth. What that is more relevant to is like me or you getting kicked out of a place.
Right.
You know, like not necessarily thrown out. Well, not a place. Let's say a club that were patched in. You know, like like a gang or something. They don't necessarily take you to a place, pick you up, and throw you out. They just strip you of your colors. They strip you of the name. They strip your patches. So he was stripped of his glory. So here's the deal, Satan. The Bible talks about these seraphim that fly around the throne of God. It talks about it in Isaiah, it talks about it in Ezekiel, talks about it in the book of Revelation. And when you go to study these beings, although they're a different level than cherub, here's what cherubs are not. Cherubs are not little baby angels that sell toilet paper. Okay, that's an American iconic idolization that there's no cherubim have flaming swords and guard the Garden of Eden after Adam and Eve get kicked out. They're warrior angels, but they're on the level with seraphim. So he's called the anointed cherub that covers. That is a designation of his the level, which is a high level for Lucifer. But one of the forms of these angelic beings, you can hear it in the name, seraphim, serpent, is actually in Hebrew the seraph nakash. And what it is, when you study that out, is it's a serpentine body, bronze in color, on flame and fire with the glory of God, with one of multiple faces. Unless it's the cherubim format, then it seems to be just more of an angelic or kind of even man-like face. When Satan gets kicked out, he gets deglorified. He is the Nakash without the Seraph. So he's still in serpentine form, but he's lost the glory of God. So when you take it to that place in the Hebrew, what you end up seeing is that Adam and Eve were created out of the dust of the earth where Satan used to rule and where sin was originally found in order to overcome the vile sin that Lucifer had put there, Satan had put there. And that can only be done by the blood, which Lucifer didn't possess blood because angels don't have that form. So God placed Adam, the man, in the garden. Lucifer had already been there. The idea was that eventually Adam would overcome the sin, the degradation, the death that Lucifer brought. And then your next question might be, well, he didn't overcome. No, he didn't. But Jesus in the New Testament is called the last Adam. So it was through the blood line, through the generations, that he came through Judah to overcome Lucifer, who is not a boa constrictor, who's slivering up to Eve and telling her to eat the apple. I mean, what woman would not run away from a snake, much less one that starts talking? So in his serpentine form, which is still pretty amazing to Adam and Eve, it would be, with a melodious voice, tabrets, pipes, he says to her, "You shall not surely die, but you shall be like me. You shall be like God. You shall be like," in some translations, like gods, which is a reference to the angels even more so than God himself, because that's who he is. That's where he's from. I hope that helps a little bit. I hope that's at least intriguing, and we can go into more detail and more depth in second service. Hope to see you there. Don't forget to hit the bell for notifications. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you can. Keep it positive. God bless you guys. Love y'all. See you next week.
Okay, I feel a lot better now. Go ahead.
All right, there we go.